Welcome to my first encyclopedia, a magical place to learn and play.
It's a cool place to learn, a place where kids teach kids about things that are important in our world.
We're here to tell you everything you need to know about this special tree. Put your hand on the mouse like this. Ready?
If you want to climb the tree, just move your cursor up to the top of the screen. If you want to climb down, even all the way under the ground, move your cursor down to the bottom of the screen.
Click here to go to a place where you can find all the words in my first encyclopedia.
Anytime you have a question, just click your mouse right here.
What do we eat? This is our secret tree kitchen. Today it's my turn to cook. Now some things in a kitchen can be really dangerous, but this make-believe kitchen is completely safe. There's a lot of things to learn about food. Tomato. A tomato is a round red fruit that grows on vines. Tomatoes taste really good. You can eat them in a salad or on a sandwich. You can squash them and make tomato juice. Spaghetti sauce and ketchup are made from tomatoes. So is the sauce on pizzas. There's just no end to the way you can eat tomatoes. Corn. Corn is a long vegetable that grows on tall corn stalks. We eat only the yellow kernels of corn that grow on the corn cobs. The kernels are the seed of the corn plant. I like to eat corn on the cob. Have you ever had that? Beans? I love green beans. A bean is a kind of vegetable. Beans are the seed part of the plant they grow on. People grow hundreds of kinds of beans all over the world. They grow green beans, kidney beans, pinto beans, and soybeans. People cook beans in many different ways. Potato. A potato is a vegetable. It grows under the ground on the roots of a potato plant. You have to cook potatoes before you eat them. French fries and baked potatoes are my favorites. Mashed potatoes are really good too. Faucet. Thirsty? Just turn on this faucet. A faucet is a thing you turn on to get water. Turn it one way and the water comes out. Turn it the other way and it stops. Be sure you turn it off all the way when you're through. You don't want it to drip, drip, drip. Cheese. Cheese is a food made from milk. People eat it on sandwiches, on crackers, or just by itself. Some cheese is white and some cheese is yellow. Some kinds even have blue hunks all through them. Swiss cheese is my favorite kind. It has lots of holes in it. Have you ever eaten Swiss cheese? Bread. Bread is a food made from flour. Many kinds of bread have yeast in them too. Yeast is the thing that makes bread big. Bread makes good sandwiches and toast. I like plain bread with jelly on it too. Have you had any bread today? Bread. Bread is a food made from flour. Many kinds of bread have yeast in them too. Yeast is the thing that makes bread big. Bread makes good sandwiches and toast. I like plain bread with jelly on it too. Have you had any bread today? Soup. Soup is a kind of hot, wet food. Some soups have vegetables or meat boiled in water. Other soups have noodles or rice in them. Now my favorite kind of soup is alphabet soup. It's got all different kind of letters floating around in it. Sometimes I look for the letters of my name. Soup's really fun and it tastes good too. Refrigerator. A refrigerator is a machine that keeps food cold. It's a big metal cupboard with pipes hidden inside it. A special chemical runs through the pipes and it makes the air inside the refrigerator nice and cold. Ice. Brrr. Ice cubes are frozen water. They're cold and hard. Ice cubes are made in the freezer. Ice cubes make drinks cold for us, and ice keeps picnic food cold and fresh. Milk. Milk is a white liquid food that comes from cows or goats. People drink milk because it tastes good and because it has many good healthy things in it. You have to keep milk cold because if you don't, it goes sour and it tastes really bad. Egg. An egg is a kind of food that some people eat. Chickens lay most of the eggs that people eat. An egg is covered with a hard shell. You can cook eggs in a pan or boil them in water. I really like scrambled eggs and hard-boiled eggs too. Do you? Oven? Oh no, be careful. This is hot. It's an oven. An oven is a special cabinet that you can make very, very warm inside. You can bake cakes, cookies, and other yummy things in it. Stove. A stove is something we cook food on. A stove has burners that make heat from electricity or gas. This heat cooks our food. But you have to be very careful around a stove. Don't dare touch a stove or the food cooking on it. You could get badly burned. Recycling. Don't dare throw away your soda can. Recycle it. Recycling is saving cans, bottles, and other things to use them again. Instead of throwing things in the trash, put them in a recycling bin. My dad and I take our old newspapers, cans, bottles, plastic to the recycling center every Saturday. Poison. A poison is something that can make you very, very sick. Some poisons can even kill you. When you see one of those faces on a bottle or can, stay away. It's poison. Calendar. A calendar is a chart that shows the days of the week, the months, and the year. I like to mark important dates on my calendar, like my friends' birthdays and when vacation starts. Grapes. Grapes are small round fruits that grow on grapevines. They're red, purple, or green. Some people eat grapes in all sorts of ways. Now I like grape popsicles. They're made from frozen grape juice. Peach. This little round fruit is a peach. It has fuzzy yellow and red skin. It's very juicy and sweet inside. Peaches grow on peach trees in many parts of the world. I like peach pie. Now that's my favorite. Orange. An orange is a fruit that grows on orange trees. It's round and, well, orange of course. It's really juicy inside. Now I like to drink fresh squeezed orange juice. It's really tasty. People grow oranges wherever the weather is warm most of the year. Are there any orange trees growing where you live? Apple. This bright red thing is an apple. It's a kind of fruit that grows on trees. Now not all apples are red. Some are yellow and some are green. Apples taste really good, and they're really good for you too. Banana. A banana is a long, tasty fruit. It grows in big bunches on tall plants that look like trees. Banana plants grow only where it's warm all year long. I like to eat bananas. I pull down the thick yellow skin and then eat the fruit inside. Clock. A clock is a machine that tells time. Time is the moments that pass between things happening. Time is also the moment that it is right now, or right when you do something. Click on the button next to the clock to see time move forward. "10 p.m. It's 10 o'clock at night. It's very dark outside. The moon and stars are in the sky. The night animals like raccoons and owls, they're all coming out now. They're wide awake because they slept during the day. It's 11 o'clock at night. A lot of grown-ups are still awake. They'll watch the late news on TV and then they'll go to bed. Soon everyone in the house will be sleeping. 12 a.m. It's 12 o'clock at night. We call this time midnight. Remember Cinderella? She had to leave the ball by midnight. When the clock struck 12, her coach changed back into a pumpkin. 1 a.m. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. We say it's 1 a.m. A.m. means it's before noon. Most everyone is sleeping at 1 a.m. I know I always am. What about you? 2 a.m. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. This is a very quiet time. Nearly everyone is sleeping. Shh, don't wake them up. 3 a.m. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. People are cozy in their beds. They're dreaming sweet dreams. It'll be many hours yet before they wake up. 4 a.m. Now it's 4 o'clock in the morning. The moon is still up in the sky. There's stars everywhere. It's a quiet, peaceful time. 5 a.m. It's 5 o'clock in the morning now. The sky will start to get light soon. I can hear some early birds starting to sing. The night animals, like raccoons and owls, are all going to sleep now. 6 a.m. Now it's 6 o'clock in the morning. The sun is coming up and the birds are starting to sing. It won't be long before the whole world wakes up. 7 a.m. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Time to rise and shine. There are so many things to do today. 8 a.m. Now it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Eat your breakfast, brush your teeth, and put on some clothes. The day is waiting for you. 9 a.m. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Lots of kids start school at 9 o'clock. When you're not in school, 9 o'clock is a great time to go out and play. 10 a.m. It's 10 o'clock in the morning now. I like to have a little snack right about now every day. My favorite is apples and peanut butter. What do you like for a 10 o'clock snack? 11 a.m. It's 11 o'clock in the morning now. The sun is high in the sky. It's a good time for a bike ride or to play on the swings at a park. 12 noon. It's 12 o'clock right now. It's the middle of the day. We call it noon. It's time to wash up and have some lunch. I'm hungry. 1 p.m. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon now. We say it's 1 p.m. p.m. means afternoon. I'm all finished with my lunch by 1 o'clock. It's a good time to take a nap. My mom always says she wishes she could take a nap after lunch too. 2 p.m. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I usually wake up from my nap right about now. I'm all ready to go play again. Now it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Most kids come home from school around this time. 4 p.m. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. This is a good time to look at storybooks. It won't be long before it's dinner time. It's 5 o'clock. Everybody in my family's home by now. It's finally time to go eat dinner. Yes! 6 p.m. It's 6 o'clock in the evening now. We're all done with dinner. Now it's time to go do the dishes. Sometimes I help. My older brother's doing his homework now, and I'm not allowed to bother him. 7 p.m. It's 7 o'clock in the evening now. It's time for me to get ready for bed. I'll wash up and brush my teeth. Then my dad or my big sister will come read me a story. 8 p.m. It's 8 o'clock in the evening. This is bedtime for lots of kids. I go to bed at 8 o'clock. Do you? "9 p.m. It's 9 o'clock at night. My big brother and sister go to bed now. They get to stay up longer than me because they're older. 10 p.m. It's 10 o'clock at night. It's very dark outside. The moon and stars are in the sky. The night animals, like raccoons and owls, they're all coming out now. They're wide awake because they slept during the day.
What lives with us? Nay, nay! Ribbit, ribbit. Do you know any of those animals? I do. I bet you'll know them all after you explore the things around me. A terrarium is a plant world that lives inside a jar or bottle or small glass house. I made this terrarium out of an old fish aquarium. Click on the different parts of the terrarium to learn more about the places where animals and people and plants live. Ocean. An ocean is a big body of water that's very salty. Oceans cover most of the world. They're very wide. In fact, in some places, you could sail across the ocean for days and not see any land. Oceans are really deep, too. They can go down for miles and miles. There are lots of wonderful animals living in all that ocean water. There are whales, dolphins, penguins, and all kinds of fish. Jungle. This hot, wet place is a jungle. Another name for jungle is rainforest. It's a place where a lot of trees and vines grow. It rains almost every day and the weather is hot all year round. Many kinds of animals live in jungles. There are monkeys, snakes, parrots, crocodiles, and lots of mosquitoes. Uh-oh! Desert. Whew, this hot, dry place is a desert. The hot sun shines down here every day. The temperature is usually over 100 degrees in the summer. Whew, it doesn't rain much in a desert, so the ground is very dry. Most deserts are covered with sand. There aren't a lot of plants or animals living here, but there are a few. Some lizards, spiders, and bugs actually like the desert heat. Grassland. This is a grassland. It's a place where tall grass and just a few trees grow. There are big grasslands in Africa and the middle part of the United States. There are smaller ones in other places too. Lots of different kinds of animals live in grasslands. There are lions, giraffes, gazelles, grasshoppers, ostriches, and snakes, to name just a few. Mountain. Isn't that a beautiful mountain? It's so high. A mountain is a part of the earth that's taller than the land around it. Mountains are made of rock and dirt. Some mountains are so tall that the snow never melts off their tops. That's because the air gets cooler and cooler as you go up into the sky. Eagles and yaks and snow leopards are animals that love the mountains. Forest and lake. A forest is a place where a lot of trees grow. Some forests are near lakes. A lake is a big hole in the ground that's filled with water. Many animals live in forests and lakes. You will find birds, deer, raccoons, and even bears in forests. Beavers, fish, and loads of other animals live in lakes. Many forests and lakes are quiet, peaceful places. The animals like it that way. Dog. This is my dog. He's a good dog, but sometimes he barks a lot. A dog is a furry animal with 4 legs and a wagging tail. A dog has a great sense of smell. In fact, it can smell 200 times better than a person can. That's why dogs are always sniffing. They can smell lots of good things we don't even know are around. Cat. A cat is a furry animal with sharp claws. Many people have pet cats. They meow when they're hungry, and they purr when they're happy. Have you ever heard a cat purring? It sounds like a little motor is running inside its throat. My cat purrs when she's sleeping on my lap. Do you have a cat? Butterfly. A butterfly is an insect that flies. A butterfly has 4 beautifully colored wings. But it doesn't start its life with those nice wings. It starts as a tiny egg. Then it hatches into a crawly caterpillar. After a while, it spins a case around itself. Inside the case, it grows its wings and changes into a beautiful butterfly.
Rabbit. A rabbit is a furry animal with long ears and a little fluffy tail. A rabbit doesn't walk or run like most other mammals do. It hops. See those long back legs? The rabbit uses those to push itself off for each hop. Some rabbits live underground in tunnels that they dig. Worm. A worm is a long, thin, soft animal with no legs. Worms spend most of their time crawling in the ground making tunnels. Sometimes when it rains a lot, the tunnels fill up with water. The worms can't breathe, so they come up out of the ground. Have you seen worms crawling around on rainy days? Roots. Those things you just clicked on are roots. They're the parts of the tree that grow underground. They get water and food from the earth and send them up to the tree. Those thick roots hold the tree in place, too. Without them, a big wind could blow the tree down. How does the earth work? It's a little dark and wet down here inside the earth. I like it. Welcome to my world. Click anywhere you like. Our Earth, the planet that we live on, is like a giant round apple. Have you ever seen an apple when just a corner of it has been cut away? Like a cutaway apple, this is a picture of a cutaway Earth. Click on the different things in the picture to learn more about how the Earth works. Rainbow. I love to see rainbows, don't you? A rainbow is a curve of colors up in the sky after a rain. You can only see it when the sun comes out right after the rain. You have to stand with the sun behind you and look up in the sky. The sunlight shines through faraway raindrops and makes all those beautiful colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Wow! Earthquake. Imagine you're walking along and the ground under your feet starts to shake. That's what an earthquake is like. An earthquake is a moving and shaking of the earth. Scientists are trying to find ways to warn people before an earthquake happens. That way, they can go to a safe place. Volcano. A volcano is a mountain with a hole in the top. Sometimes, fiery melted rock shoots up out of the hole and then runs down the sides of the mountain. There's a volcano in Hawaii called Kilauea. It smokes and throws out hot, melted rock every week. Everybody living around it had to move away. It has buried a lot of empty houses under hot, melted rock. Oil. Oil is a very useful liquid that people take out of the ground. They use big pumps to pull it out from deep in the earth. They make oil into gasoline, motor oils, cleaners, and many other things. People have to be very careful not to dump oil on land or in the sea. It's very poisonous to animals and plants.
Where is it? I love to explore. I live to explore. Click on the things around me to learn about where things are in the world. Bon voyage! Tiger. The beautiful cat you just clicked on is a tiger. Tigers are really strong and have sharp teeth. They live naturally in Asia, but you can see them in the zoo. Have you ever seen a tiger at the zoo? Shoes. Shoes, shoes, shoes. We wear shoes on our feet. There are sneakers and dress shoes and sandals and all types of shoes. What kind of shoes do you wear? Toucan. Look at the huge bill on this bird. Wow! This is a toucan. It lives in forests in South America. At night, it turns its head backwards and lays that huge bill right down the middle of its back. Then it covers its head with its wing and goes right to sleep. Pretty clever. Parrot. A parrot is a kind of bird with bright blue, green, red, and yellow feathers. See that thick beak? The parrot uses it to crack open seeds. Parrots live free in warm tropical areas around the world. Many people keep parrots as pets, too. People like them because they're very friendly, and some can even talk, like you and me.